Welcome to I'd Print That. I'm Andrew.
I'm Joe.
So, it was a good week.
Yeah, it was.
I did things. I finally did things.
Yeah, you managed to get the little meat creator printing.
I did.
Though the last image I saw, it loofah'd on you.
It made a big loofah, and that I found out that was my fault.
Oh, what happened?
The model I was trying to print, I used. I was trying to use Tinkercad.
Okay.
I was using Tinkercad to add some support material because I really wanted to try that out, adding my own and making it easier to break off and all that kind of happy jazz. It didn't work.
Gotcha.
It came across the slicer as unmanifold, in which I figured it would, because it was just a pillar touching.
Right.
And it didn't close off anything. Cura didn't complain about it. Slicer did. So I just sliced it in Cura, had it print, and it...
Yeah. It printed the first, 5 layers or so, and then it just kind of went all over. You posted a picture there, right?
No, I haven't yet. I have it, though.
I probably want to give that a post so people can see.
Oh, no, it is on Twitter.
Okay.
It's on Twitter.
I'll see. It is posted.
I can't even remember what happened this morning, and it's this morning still.
I didn't print anything myself this week. I've been more focused on getting my garage cleaned out. It's that time of year to
Spring-ish cleaning.
Yeah, to gut out all the useless crap I have hanging around. I've been making a few trips to recyclers to get all this stuff offloaded and just the heck out of my place. Past that, I've been playing Uncharted, even though I did manage to get a beta key for Dead by Daylight.
We all did.
Yep. I just haven't had a chance to fire that up. It gets to the evenings, and I'm so wiped out that it is, gaming kind of has been taking a little bit of a backseat to just unwinding.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I should be, but that's fine. I can live with it. Other than that, like I said, I haven't really done a lot of 3D printery things this week. They've both been kind of sitting dormant. Actually, I did print with some of the Algix filament.
You did?
Did some test prints with that. So I guess I can't say I didn't do anything. Just a couple of test prints. Turned out pretty decent. I need to get some active cooling for the meat creator, because some of the overhangs on the Algix chameleon mascot print, it kind of sags a little bit, and I think if I had some active cooling, it would prevent that.
It wouldn't be hard to mock up a carriage-mounted cooler that just follows it.
Yep. Yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal, because there's some room in front of where the print head is, where it has the fan, where the extruder mounts, to mock up a thing. And I've got some fans that I could make for that, or attach to that.
Yeah.
I have posted the Meat Creator spool holder on Thingiverse. I've had a couple of makes on it, and one comment. One gentleman, or one person, was concerned that of using it because it was bending the frame. It flexes the frame a little bit. It gives it a little bit of a flex when you put filament on there. I've tried it with a new 1 kilogram spool, so I know it has a little bit of flex, but it's not bending the frame. It's not doing any physical damage to the machine, and it's not enough weight to skew the machine to where it's giving you inaccurate prints. I've printed many things with it to test it out to make sure that it is functional. So I got to go through and reply back to him and just let him or the person know it's fine. It's not doing damage to the printer. And thank him for his concern, because it is a valid point. So,
yeah, I think it's. I wonder if he owns a Creator too.
He actually does. It's
Okay.
got, he shows actually a picture. This is the second make that I have been notified of. He has a picture of it attached to his Meat Creator.
Okay, perfect.
The first make was just somebody who had printed on a MakerBot Replicator 5. So I don't know if they have a Meat Creator or if they just saw it and went, hey, cool, print this thing.
I think there's a lot of people out there that do that.
Yeah, I think there is. It's just, can I print this? All right, yeah, it's printed. And mine's a simple model. I mean, it's not like I spent days and days creating this thing.
Yeah.
I threw it into SketchUp. I did a mock-up. I posted the mock-up pics on my Twitter feed, and then took that and, it, from what I learned and where I wanted it to go, made something a little bit more robust, beefier, permanent, and took that and posted it on Thingiverse once I was finished. So,
Yeah, I haven't used yours yet. I actually have, and it was a good test for my dry box. Because that's what I have it hooked up to now. It's actually just the dry box is sitting on top of one of the Da Vinci's, feeding into the Meat Creator. So I definitely need to give it a try, and I'll post some pictures.
yeah. So I had those two things. I think the Algix tests I did, I think I'm probably about 5 degrees too hot with each filament. Definitely on the algae base, because that did get a little stringy. So I think it was definitely a little too hot. The algae base filament does have a very earthy odor to it. I can see where it could probably get overpowering if have to be in the same room as the printer without any type of exhaust or anything. It is definitely a pungent, earthy odor. It's not like
To be expected, though.
right, and it's not like it's bad odor. It's not like it's gonna chase you out of the room, but you may want to have some sort of exhaust system in place.
Yeah.
If you get bothered by smells easily. I tried out their flexible filament, the Dura. Yeah, the Dura filament.
I don't know. Somebody hasn't given me any samples yet.
It is very thick, and they recommend printing at it at 0.1.
Oh, yeah. And that's
I should show you some of the samples, some of the things I tried printing. I just tried printing some 20 millimeter cubes, and it'd print the base of the cube just fine. But once you start, once it gets above the base where it's all solid, once it cools, it really starts pulling inward.
okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I think I may have to print slower, so each layer has a chance to cool, or again, add active cooling.
Yeah. Here's a cool, actually, we follow them on both Twitter and Instagram. They're called 3D Print Clean. Now, they make an completely enclosed cabinet with charcoal filtering, exhaust filtering, for printing.
Sure.
I'll show you a picture of, here's an Ultimaker sitting in that
sure.
box.
Yeah, it's just a box that you put your printer in.
But yeah, but maybe something like that, trying to print in these kind of filaments. I know a lot of people don't like the ABS smell. To me, it's never really bugged me.
If you're in the room with it a little bit, there has been some concern that it may be a health risk.
Yeah, because of the carcinogens it can release when it melts.
So, and actually, one thing I do plan on doing, we're sitting in where my future office would be. I want a shelf, a cabinet, actually, like that has different spaces for printers, and I want to have an exhaust system that feeds out to the outside that I can turn on and suck that air out.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're looking at doing this and you're looking at getting into printing, we don't have anything to do with them.
Right.
But I've always thought it was a neat idea since I've seen them on Instagram. They've put a lot of thought into their product. Check them out. 3D Print Clean. 3D Print Clean, all one word, .com, or check them out on Twitter and Instagram. it looks like, I mean, it's a very large cabinet. It has an Ultimaker 2 sitting in it, and there's lots of room. A Taz. Words. It has a Taz bot sitting in it with lots of room.
And Taz's are pretty decent sized.
Yeah, and I love that they did the filament
spool holders.
So it's all completely enclosed, and it says it's active filtration. So
it looks like that one actually has wheels on it. So
they do. Then there's some that have legs on it that you can level with.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, definitely go check them out, and send us stuff. We'll test it for you.
Yeah. So past that, the two filaments that I tested was, like I said, the algae based, and then their advanced PLA. That stuff is actually really, really rigid.
Yeah.
And it printed nicely. The cube I printed turned out, it was almost perfect. I just needed a few more. I think I need more shells on the top layer.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of pillowing.
Yeah, it just sag on that one. But the chameleon I printed turned out really nice. I'll get some pictures of those guys and send them out. I'll clean up the algae one also. Just a little bit of cleanup work, and it'll look pretty good.
Yeah. But nothing bad against Algix.
No.
These are still test prints, so we're still figuring out the perfect, and it's going to be different for every machine, the perfect temp that you want to print at.
I think I printed at 180 on the algae, and they recommend 175 to like 190.
Okay.
So I think the 175 is good, and the same thing with the advanced PLA.
Mm-hmm.
I started 5 degrees hotter than their minimum, and I think their minimum is going to suit me just fine.
Okay.
So I'll do another small print with each of those, and then I'll kick some over to you, let you print with them.
Yay.
Just so you can get an idea of what they are. And actually, you'll probably just wind up, I can probably give you some of the advanced PLA, because the chameleon used up about half of it.
Yeah.
It was actually a pretty decent sized print. Other than that, I did print with the rigid ink filament.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have as good as luck as I did with the Algix filament with that.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, I've used up about half of it printing. I printed 2 blocks. Finally found a temp I thought was good, but when I tried printing my octopus
Mm-hmm.
I used for my test prints, it didn't do so well.
Okay.
So it's a little more temperamental, and I need to see if I can. I'll probably have to raise the temp a little bit higher. I don't know if I'm too hot or too cold on it. It's just not wanting to play right. So right now, not impressed with the rigid ink filament, though. It's I just haven't played with it a lot. So I can't say good or bad at this point. It's just I'm having difficulties with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then you run into the same problem I do. Real life.
Oh yeah.
Not long ago, I was yarding out my side yard and garage, trying to get it clean, and just trying to get ready for the podcast, and then dealing with life, and then work at home because work never stops. Unfortunately, a lot of times we don't get enough time to just sit down and print. And usually for me, it's about 10, 11 o'clock at night before I am able to really sit down and go, okay, I'm going to do something. And then I'm like, oh, look, there's video games. And Overwatch is out, so
yeah,
I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
And I haven't played any, so...
I know. Trust me, I know.
Yep.
There's a lack of Joe in my gaming.
And unfortunately, that's kind of the way it is. Unfortunately, gaming is now taken that... it's not necessarily a back seat, but it's definitely not in the front seat position, so... It's kind of like in the middle row.
As long as it's not driving.
Yes, as long as it's not driving, because that would be that'd be bad. Okay.
Take you back to the WoW days. Speaking of, the WoW movie's coming out the 10th. Warcraft movie.
I thought it was already out.
Nope, it's not come out yet. And actually, this morning, I watched the extended trailer from HBO Go.
Okay.
They have it on theirs. It looks freaking awesome.
I've been hearing mixed reviews on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard, but I also haven't been looking for reviews on it.
I haven't either, but the things that I've been reading and stuff, I have seen some mixed reviews.
Dang it. I hope not. I really want it to be good.
We'll see how it goes. I still have yet to see Civil War and Apocalypse, and I think that is on boat for this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know we want to go see Civil War, and I do believe we're going to go see Apocalypse also.
Nice.
So, and some of the stuff that I recycled will help pay for that.
Yay.
So, yay, we cleaned the garage and part of the shed,
money.
and yep. I got a whole bunch of computer cables I need to just dump now. I don't think it's worth dragging them over to Spokane to recycle.
It's hard because a lot of those have aluminum cladding.
Yep.
And that's really a pain in the
they're
butt to get
old
rid of.
printer cables, and I take pieces that I use, I can use, and then just dump the rest.
I've done that so many times with just stuff from my garage, random stuff that I've been collecting, and I'll go, okay, well, I'll throw away the stuff I'll never use and hold on to this stuff.
Inevitably, you go, oh, I had something like that, and you go looking for it, and you're like, where'd that go? Oh, I threw it away.
Yes, it happened many times.
Yep. Yeah, I've been very... At this point, I have a Scorched Earth type of approach to things.
Yeah. Things must go.
Yep. Yeah, if I don't see myself using it ever, it goes. Like, I do not have any more IDE drives at all. Has to have a SATA connection or it hits the garbage or the recycler.
That happened for me a long time ago. Everything SATA was like, nope. I have one SATA cable sitting around.
Do you need more?
No, I don't. And the only reason is if somebody gives me an old SATA drive or an old IDE drive. Mm-hmm. Did I say SATA cable?
Yeah.
No, I meant IDE cable.
Oh, okay. Do you need more of those too?
No. But I just for the instance where someone brings me an old IDE drive that's dead or failing, and I try to pull data off of it. That's the only reason.
And
then I still have to look for it for about 20 minutes before I find it.
See, I'm fairly organized with all of my little things like that, so I know where the cables are. I think part of my cleaning regimen today, when I go back out into the garage, is to finish sorting out the stuff on my desk and then grab these boxes of cables, and anything that I'm going to use, I'll keep. Anything that I don't think I'm going to use, it gets the Scorched Earth policy applied to it. I've got old printer cables. Not for those of you who have been around or who have not been around for a while.
Like Comlink
there
cables?
Were special printer cables where you could connect to an LPT port.
Oh yeah.
So it's looks like a 25 pin port on one side, and then this funky little connector on the other side that would go to a printer. Is a dedicated cable. This was well before USB happened.
So all of you listening, it's that giant monitor plug that you've always thought, what the heck is that for on old computers?
Kind of like that. So I've got those. I have old SCSI 3 cables.
SCSI drives.
Yeah. Just cables of absolute randomness. And a lot of these were from a computer business that I used to work for wound up shutting down in the early 2000s, and I was, I guess, gifted these things. Here, we have some old stock for you.
More like you just acquired them.
Yeah. It's like, oh, really? Oh, really?
You shouldn't have. Like, really, you shouldn't have.
But, it was nice at the time because that stuff was still usable. Mm-hmm. Now that it has sat with me for a while and I've been unable to offload this, it's just junk.
Yeah.
So I have things in blister packs. I've got brand new IDE cables, and yeah, the list goes on.
One thing I really want to throw in real quick, heartfelt. We're thinking of you guys. Muhammad Ali passed away.
Yeah.
We're recording this, and you're not going to hear it until next week. But he passed away yesterday. Very unfortunate. A legend in the boxing world.
Yeah. What, 4 wives, 9 kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's. Yeah. And he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, wasn't he?
Yes. But he did a long time. His daughter still boxes.
Yep, Layla.
Mm-hmm. But it's very unfortunate. It's sad to see people like that go. Unfortunately, very recently we've had a lot go. I mean, Lemmy from Motorhead, David Bowie, Prince, him. Actually, Vanessa and I were talking about this last night, and I still haven't looked it up. I need to look up his age. Because...
Ali's age?
Yeah, when he passed.
That's a good question.
Well, the thing is...
He's been around for a while.
The reason I say that, though, is David Bowie, Lemmy, Merle Haggard, all 69 when they died.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was more than 69.
Yeah.
I saw news where he was had some health issues here in the last few days, and I woke up this morning and I saw just a slew of tweets regarding Ollie and
74.
Yeah. As a kid, he was kind of the guy you look up to.
Yeah,
in the boxing world. Mm-hmm. And then the next big one that came along really was, I didn't hear much about Foreman or anybody like that. It was Mike Tyson. When I was in grade school, Mike Tyson was kind of the big guy.
And Evander Holyfield, too.
Yep.
And they had a, hey, Mike, bite me.
That didn't come till a lot later.
Yeah.
And at that point, when I was looking at, my grandparents would watch boxing.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're big boxing fans. And so pretty much any time that I was over there and a boxing thing was on, that's what they would watch, is boxing. Which I didn't really... I followed for a little while, but I went the MMA route.
Yeah.
When the first UFCs came out, this is before Dana White acquired the UFC. This was where they had, no rules, no rounds. You basically 2 men enter until 1 man submits or gets knocked out. And that's where I first started watching it, was, Hoist Gracie and Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn years. Back in the dawn of UFC. But yeah, I agree. That's lost a boxing legend for sure.
Mm-hmm. So,
like last week, I was actually able to get the episode up. I think I put it up Sunday.
Mm-hmm. We did good.
Yeah, I had no edits to do. I just had to trim out the fluff from the beginning and end, and then kicked it out to the world. So it was nice to be able to not have that kind of hanging over me. Past that, anything else you have going?
I am selling one of the Da Vinci's.
Yep, you said that.
Downsizing. I just don't have the room. Looking at trading for items, I'd love to barter. Mm-hmm. Craigslist is my home away from home for me. I have 3 different apps on my phone, 2 that alert me when I put in keywords that get posted, and it's always up on a tab on my computer, wherever computer I'm sitting at. So, yeah, hopefully something cool. I would love to get some cash to fund the mostly printed CNC, really. But yeah, I think it's time for it to just go down the road. No love lost there. It's a good printer. It's a good machine. Actually, it's the printer I've been currently printing the most with.
Right.
Just for printing out parts for the other Da Vinci. And now the Me Creator is going to take its position on being the production printer. And the other Da Vinci, the modified one, will be the printing. I'll do all my test filaments in that machine. Because it's not that the Me Creator 2 isn't capable of. That's more special. This printer's more specialized, and it's got the layer cooling fan. It's got the chamber cooling that I'm going to add to it. So yeah, and I don't need 3. Actually, funny enough, I pulled the Me Creator out of the box and set it on the table next to the 2 Da Vincis, and my wife looked at it because, as I've said in the past, these printers sit in our bedroom. My wife went, "I'd be okay with you having like 5 of those because those are." Much smaller footprint.
See, my wife kind of did the opposite. She's like, okay, well, you have a regular-sized printer with my Perusa, a smaller format printer with the Me Creator. She goes, your next printer needs to be large.
And mine would be fine with that, too. Not in our bedroom.
Right.
We just don't have the room for it.
And yeah, that's the thing. I do want to get a mostly printed CNC machine, and I do want to assemble a large format printer.
Yeah, me too.
It's just getting the materials, and
the hardest part is that stinking aluminum extrusion. It's so expensive to get. It's super cheap overseas, but it weighs so much for you to. I think the one printer I was going to make, I think we figured it out to like 60 feet of extrusion was what I was going to need.
Something like that. Yeah, it was pretty.
And just
pretty good
shipping
size.
on it was like $300-$400.
Yeah,
and it's like, ugh. I just wish I could find a local guy, which we kind of did ish.
Yeah, we can find out from him if, because I know he sells some of that stuff. I just don't know how much he sells it for.
Yeah,
but beyond that, I can't think of any other 3D printer things. I do have some things I'm going to post on Craigslist, but they're not 3D printer related.
Yeah. Just the constant cleaning out of things. Like I was saying with the cables, you'll go, yeah, I want these ones, and I'm going to use this. And then a month, 2 months down the road, when you're revisiting cleaning, you'll go, I don't need that.
Yeah.
And your pile continuously gets smaller.
But the thing is as my pile continuously gets smaller, I go to yard sales, I go to thrift stores, I go to other things with my wife, and we're like, oh, we got to have this.
Oh, God.
And it's not necessarily we got to have this. It's like, hey, ooh, a shiny. I need to take this home with me.
Dude,
I will do something with this one day.
I go at least every weekend. I at least go to one yard sale. I have to. It's just like there's things out there, and I need them.
Well, you went to that estate sale last week, and
yeah,
I didn't see it there this week.
It's probably going to be open this weekend, though.
That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe it'll be there today.
Full community yard sale over off Prairie.
Don't tell me this crap, dude. Seriously, I'm trying to get rid of things.
I saw it on my way home last night, and I almost didn't tell my wife, but I told her this morning. But I don't even think I told you yet. So I think it was Monday, Memorial.
Right.
My old roommate was over for the whole weekend, and my wife had to go get her kids. They spent the night out at Grandma's one night. So we went and started yard sailing.
Right.
Didn't find much. Found this one. And I found, so one of my dreams, well, I wouldn't say dreams, it's more of an aspiration, when we do buy the bigger house and when I have a room, man cave / printing / nerdvana place.
Dan. Yeah.
I want helmets.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do like Iron Man, of course, Stormtrooper, Vader, Kylo Ren's helmet. Right. All the helmets from all of everything I like.
Right.
I've always been a Halo fan. And I don't know if you remember, but when they released Halo, I think 2 and 3,
they had
the collector's edition was Master Chief's helmet.
Correct.
The Spartan helmet. Now, if you try to go and buy one of those, they're stupid expensive.
Right.
Found one in a yard sale. Guess how much I spent on it?
$5.
10. But I bought it. I was like, oh. We pulled up to the yard sale, and you do that scan before you're like, if I want to get out of the truck yet.
Exactly. Do I want to actually stop and spend the time to look through the things? You do a scan to go, look at the anchor items. Okay, yes. What do they have there? What are the big items? Okay, and you can size up a yard sale pretty quick just by driving by, and you go, all right, there's a lot of clothes here. I probably don't want to stop.
Yes.
Or, hey, look, there's a few big items. There's some electronics. Okay, I will go rifle through some things. So, yeah, you can really size up a yard sale within minutes or even moments.
Yeah. So what happened was I drove up, and you can see the visor, and I was like, there's a Spartan helmet. I'm coming to this yard sale.
We're stopping now. Find a spot.
And it's actually really cool because it sits on a base, and you can pull the helmet off, and they put the games in there.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking, man, what could I do with that? And I've always been thinking, man, I really need...
They're old 360 games.
Yes. The games didn't come with it, which I was fine with.
Yeah.
And don't bother me.
And you can get a copy of Master Chief Collection anyway for...
Yeah, like $15 on Xbox Live.
Dirt cheap.
But it was cool because I don't know if you obviously have. I think Asus makes them. They're little. It's literally a giant heatsink computer. They put little quad cores in them, 2 gigs of RAM, and it's just good for.
Oh, you think about putting a PC case in this?
PC.
Yeah, could do that.
Because I currently use my gaming tower. It runs my Plex server.
Yeah, they make little tiny cube PCs.
Yeah. And I was thinking, man, it'd be cool to just mod that inside, and you wouldn't have to do it much. And you wouldn't have to touch the helmet, which I don't want to do.
Right.
I want the helmet to stay stock. But you just throw the helmet over the top, and that houses your HD PC.
You could also do that where, you redesign the base a little bit, 3D print something new, and then all your cords can be coming out the backside.
Oh yeah, definitely. 3D printing will definitely take have a play in this, but so that was my cool find, yard sailing find of the week.
See, my best one was I found a lot of cool things at yard sales. But here a few years back, I found a 5.1 Sony surround system with a 5-disc DVD CD changer. Mm-hmm. And it's a whole tuner. And so talking to the guy, and he goes, well, yeah, I want like $5 for it. I'm like, okay.
Shut up and take my money.
He's like, well, the DVD player doesn't work. We can't play any of the DVDs. Oh, okay. So I grabbed it. I mean, the speakers alone were worth $5 to me, and I had my own little surround system anyway at that time. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't looking to replace it. I just wanted the speakers. Mm-hmm. So I get it home, and I'm like, oh, what the heck? Tear it apart, open it up.
Disc stuck in it.
Tinker around with a few things, and the thing worked perfectly once I put it back together. Mm-hmm. It's not like a disc was stuck in it. I think it was just something was caught in there, opened it up, took some air. Blew it out, cleaned it up some, put it back together, and I used it for a while, wound up giving it to the mother-in-law.
Oh, nice.
And now she's got it, and she loves it, uses it every day.
It's amazing how, actually at that estate sale, I found some indoor. We had a barbecue last weekend, and I was thinking to myself, man, I'd love to have some music out here. Mm-hmm. And because we have a nice little pergola that sits out in our backyard, and spent $10 on I can't remember their brand, Niles AS10 indoor outdoor speakers. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, they're white, and I kind of don't like that, but $10.
Oh yeah.
So I took them home, painted them, spray painted them black, mounted them to the pergola, and then I'm like, well, I wonder how much these are. Holy crap, they're $350 a pair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can find some really good deals at yard sales.
Oh yeah, and that's my wife endearingly calls me the Craigslist king, and it's just because I hate spending. Sticker price is annoying to me. It's like buying a brand new vehicle. It's you're buying a lot of name. You're buying this is new. Like our Suburban, that thing was new, was $60,000.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 17 on it.
Yeah.
And it's just because somebody bought it and they paid the sticker price, and good for you. Now I want it.
Right. Yeah. Vehicles are one of the biggest things that depreciate the quickest.
I remember,
up until a certain point. Once it hits that apex, they'll get to a certain age, and then people are like, oh, well, this is a classic vehicle. Take older,
Vintage.
take older Chevy trucks and stuff. For a while there, you could buy them a couple $1,000s. Well, now they're on the upswing again. Mm-hmm. Now they're $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for these vehicles. It's crazy. But back to 3D printery things, I saw a couple of nice news things this week.
Yeah, I actually read a few. We were talking about them before the podcast. I was skimming through. We email to a site email address that gets forwarded to my Gmail, and I think that's how you handle it as well.
Yeah.
But I'll wake up in the morning and Joe got up early, and I'll have 30 messages in my Gmail inbox. Oh, Joe was reading news this morning. But yeah, so what'd you get?
Well, the things I like, speaking of mornings and stuff, one of the neat little things that I saw was a 3D printing pancake robot.
I need one.
They're $299.98 on Amazon.
I think I know what you're talking about. Does it look like the See Me CNC machine?
It's kind of all it is like a big griddle with a little arm.
I've seen that. These are cool.
Extrudes pancake batter. Words evaded me there. It's neat because last year they had a Kickstarter and their initial goal was $50,000. Mm-hmm. They wound up raising $460,000 for this little device. But you want to give your wife a nice little gift in the morning. Get ye old 3D printing pancake maker and have that draw out some nice designs.
Nice.
No artistical skills required. Though I guess a simple pancake would probably take hours for us because we'll have to be like, no, it's too much pancake, too little pancake. It didn't do that right. Scrape it off. Throw another one out.
Oh, I could just imagine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't need to add that frustration in my life.
Kind of a cool little thing that I saw. We talked a while back about Lionhead Studios closing.
Yes.
Do you know that some of the old people from Lionhead have now formed a new studio called Flaming Fowl?
Well, I didn't know that was the name, but I did see you post that, and I read a little bit about it.
Yep, yeah. It's called Flaming Fowl. What they have done, they have licensed the Fable IP from Microsoft. Uh-huh. And they're going to be making a Fable card game, kind of Hearthstone-y.
Oh, cool.
It has been in development evidently for 18 months.
Okay.
And it'll be called Fable Fortune. And what they're going to do is they're going to start a Kickstarter campaign here at some point, and they're looking for it's a roughly $365,000 US.
Okay.
And they plan on releasing it in 2017.
Okay. I'll be interested to see, because Hearthstone for me is fun because I can play it on my phone, I play it on the tablet, and it's just fun, nice little time sink if I'm bored and don't want to go sit down on my computer and game.
Yeah. And
I like the Fable universe. So we'll see how that comes out.
There's another one, we're going to, just to continue on the gaming path here. You've seen tabletop miniature games, Warhammer,
yeah.
Warhammer 40K, Flames of War, etc., etc. There's several out there.
You had me at Warhammer, and then you lost me. Never played, but want to.
A lot of money is involved in these games.
Not if you have a 3D printer.
But a lot of the times, people use terrain. They build up terrain, buildings, things like that. And all this stuff is all handmade, and they don't have necessarily a set scale.
Okay.
I don't know the exact scale of the models themselves, but there is a company that's going to be doing printable scenery.
Cool.
Actually, I even think that's the company.
I wonder if this is the guy from Thingiverse.
No, I think this is different. This is a New
Dutch
Zealand.
Mogul?
No, this is a New Zealand-based company, Dutch
Okay.
Moguls out of Seattle.
Yeah.
But what they're going to do is they're going to have 3 printable tabletop terrains, and it's going to be launched on Kickstarter.
Okay.
The terrain will be from 15 to 28 millimeter height for gaming, so for 15 28 millimeter scale. They have things like dungeons and caverns, a modular trench system, and even ruined French farmhouses. So it covers anything from fantasy, World War II type stuff, and they all work with one another. So you can print them out, stick them together, and actually build a complete terrain system, paint them up. As with all news articles, we post them on the website.
Yeah.
Click on it. You can see some of the paint jobs that people have done in these. Really awesome. There's some really good painters out there that do these miniatures. I know a friend who does some. He does a lot of the World War II stuff. I should show you a dwarf mini that he painted for me.
I think you did show me that.
He does really, really good work.
Yeah, and that was really awesome.
And his daughter is the same.
Nice.
So, but yeah, it's kind of cool. I have a similar idea in mind that revolves around that stuff, but that's another side project that I haven't had a whole lot of time to spend at developing and fleshing out some. So, but yeah, that's kind of a cool little thing. Like I said, I don't play tabletop mini games. I was looking at getting into BattleTech when it re-released here a few years back, and I have this starter kit. I just couldn't find anybody to play with, so that was an investment that I probably shouldn't have spent a lot of money on. But you live, you learn. So one thing we want to do around the house here is we want to put in a fish tank.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Saltwater?
Maybe brackish.
Okay.
But the stairs that come down into the basement, right above where the stairs are, I want to cut a hole in the wall and put a fish tank there. The other side of that would be in our closet in the bedroom.
Perfect. So you can house all the pumps.
So yeah,
filters.
everything it would be in the closet there, and then you'd be able to see the fish. And it's not like there's going to be any privacy issues or anything like that. But one neat thing that some people have been doing is 3D printing items for their fish tanks.
Yeah.
Their fish bowls. So I thought that was kind of an interesting little thing. I'm like,
Ever watched that show
why couldn't you
Tanked?
do that? I have watched some of the show Tanked. I got really tired of that show fast.
Yeah, they're
A lot of the bickering between them
Yeah.
seems very forced and just unnecessary.
Yeah, but they make some really neat tanks.
Yes, they do make some pretty awesome tanks.
And are you going to look at like a full acrylic seamless tank or?
It's unknown at this moment. I don't know how big we want to make it. It's just kind of been an idea we've been kicking around.
Yeah. Craigslist, man.
I
There's
know.
so many that go on Craigslist for super cheap. People just want to get rid of them because they're done keeping up with it, and
They can be difficult to handle. Yeah, I'm going to be limited by space because of where where our walk-in closet is, where the shelves and stuff are. I'm going to be limited based upon the actual shelves themselves. So it's an idea we're kicking around. We're still trying to decide where exactly we want it and the dimensions and things like that. But it's just one of those things that
nice.
we're looking at doing. And I thought, oh well, hey, there's an article on 3D printing stuff for your fish tank. That's would save me a ton of money going to buy fish
God,
things.
those things get stupid. In high school, I had a 55-gallon bow front with they're piranhas, but I can't remember what they're peku. They can't even sell them in the U.S. anymore. You can't find them anymore because if you feed them meat, they turn into
meat-eating fish.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, people are releasing them into your local rivers and lakes.
See that a while ago? That guy released one in a river or a lake in Florida.
Mm-mm.
And like this stupid thing was like this big.
Oh yeah, they do get large. For those of you that couldn't see, Andrew held his arms out together and made about a 2-foot circle.
Yeah, it was huge. Actually, someone caught it, and but yeah,
they're invasive.
Yes, very much so. I had 2 of them, and when I first got them, they were fairly small. They were only like, I don't know, 4 inches long.
Yeah.
And I've always been a fan. I love, oh gosh, what are the names? It starts with a G. Big fish. They get really big.
I don't know.
And instantly, and you know what's stopping me? My brain's saying guppy. That's not it.
No, that's not guppy.
Oscar. Not G, derp.
I was going to say, Oscars are pretty violent, actually.
They are. And that's what I had. I had a large Oscar in the tank because I think is it PetSmart over by our work? Petco. You can go, and if you have fish that have gotten too big or you don't want fish anymore, you can take them in there and they'll take them and then you can adopt them.
Right.
And I had a large Oscar in there. Mm-hmm. And I was asking them, I was like, okay, well, I want to put more fish in there. And they're like, no. Oscars eat everything.
Yeah.
But they said, we do have these peku that will get along with them. The peku ate the Oscar once they got big enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oscars are my favorite aquarium fish. They're cool looking.
So, speaking of aquarium and fishy things, there's a new ultra strong 3D printed material that has been inspired by the herringbone pattern on mantis shrimp.
Yes, those are cool little shrimps.
They are cool little shrimps. They do a lot of cool little things. But yeah, I think
which actually kind of ties into Muhammad Ali as well.
Well, yeah, because the mantis shrimp is known for its got a punch that's super fast and actually super strong.
Yes,
but they're developing like helmets and things from this.
Yeah, hard hats.
Right. So, kind of a neat little thing. I think it was the Air Force that was part of that had started the development of this, along with a couple other universities. They wound up getting a multi-university grant or some kind of funding for like $7 million, $7.3 million.
Wow.
I think that was the number. No notes. I'm just going off my memory. So, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I can't wait to see what kind of stuff they come out with and when it's going to be available.
Cool. Yeah, I'm interested to see that. I remember, I think it was, we talked before the podcast, but I think it was Blue Planet I saw that they did a thing on. And, yeah, they have the force to just knock out anything. And you watch them, they'll hit a fish, and the fish just goes, derp, and goes sideways.
Yeah, it just kind of stuns them.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're neat little creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what they focused on, was actually the impact part of that little claw or whatever they call it. Mm-hmm. And they found that herringbone design, and they're modeling it after that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So moving on to other things here, let's stay in the pet realm. You see that a small kitten got a new prosthetic paw thanks to 3D printing.
I did not.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a 4-month-old kitten whose name was Sonic. They had a abnormal leg that prevented the cat from acting like the average cat. Mm-hmm. What it meant was that the birth defect, he did not have a major bone in the tip of his right leg.
Okay.
So with help from the Art Institute of Colorado and the Denver Animal Shelter, they teamed up and they started what they call the Sonic Project, which provides custom prosthetics using 3D printing. Sonic's prosthetic was the first one that they have actually built since they formed in April. It's gone through a few changes, but the cat seems to be doing good, and they can't wait till the cat gets to full size to actually give him its final prosthetic. But it's nice to see that prosthetics is now a thing for these animals who either would have to be euthanized or left to deal with life on their own, adapt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then speak of kitties, and they will come.
Yeah, little Star's been running around. You're hearing Starbuck, one of my 2-year-old cats. She sees the dogs outside and she wants to play with them. She's like, no, come over here and pay attention to me. I'm just going to roll over here and be cute. But yeah, no, Sonic is a cute little cat. It's a little black and white kitten.
Nice.
Let's see. Anything else that's interesting here? You're selling an XYZ printer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any news on XYZ lately?
I have not.
So,
other than Joel Telling got a Pro, and he was not happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Joel Telling, he's the 3D printing nerd on YouTube.
Gotcha. So XYZ is getting some SolidWorks integration.
Oh, yes, I did read this, and I'm excited about it.
Basically, what this means is SolidWorks users will be able to send their CAD files directly to the XYZ printing device, so they do not have to export as an STL or do anything else in separate print management software. It's all eliminated. They just basically send it directly to the printer, and it's done. No more exporting as an STL file, taking it into your slicing software, converting it to G-code, sending that G-code to your printer. You just basically take the CAD file, say print, and it's done.
Mm-hmm. And this is a really cool step for XYZ. I mean, when I bought mine, I was like, oh, yeah, they're cool. They're kind of like the Walmart of 3D printers. But they're really stepping up their game.
And actually, I can't remember. They're a subsidiary of another company. It's a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
And since their release, they have sold more printers than MakerBot and Ultimaker.
Yeah.
They are definitely pushing to get a printer into every home, pretty much. Or at least make it more user-friendly.
Yeah, and they really are. I mean, granted, I've done a lot of work to mine, but you can print with them out of the box. Your results aren't going to be exactly what you want, but if you're just getting into 3D printing, it's a pull it out of the box and print machine.
Yeah, pretty much. And they seem built really well. When we tore your Da Vinci apart to modify it, you know, it's not like it's kind of slapped together with baling wire and
no, they really
duct
put
tape.
a lot of thought. I mean, they are a Taiwanese company, which is not a derogatory statement. I wasn't aiming it that way. But I mean, they put together a good machine, and I love the fact that they do one size kind of fits all.
Right.
You get a Da Vinci 1.0, and it has the same board as the Duo and the AIO, and it's just the things aren't populated there.
Right.
The filament wells are all the same, and they're just good machines. They work. Mm-hmm. I like them.
And the last little thing that I have to cover, really, we're speaking about overseas companies with XYZ. But I'm going to go to the other side of the, rather than over the Pacific, let's go over the Atlantic.
To see what you can see?
Yes, exactly. And Airbus, who has been one of the biggest leaders in getting 3D printing into the aerospace industry. Here in late 2015, they produced a 4-meter-long UAV, unmanned aircraft.
Yes.
That is fully 3D printed.
Yes, I saw that.
They call it Thor. And they brought it to the ILA 2016 event, where that and several other items that they had on display, but captured a lot of people's attention. They're all 3D printed. They're really, really pushing 3D printing in design and manufacturing. By using 3D printing on the drone or the UAV that they built, it cut down manufacturing time by, rather than months, they made it in hours.
Yeah.
So they think, I believe the end goal is to eventually have full aircraft 3D printed. Now, obviously, we're not going to use FDM printing out of, plastics for this. They'll be 3D printed out of metals and other things. If Koenigsegg could make a 3D printed supercharger for their 1-to-1 car, I think these guys can 3D print aircraft parts with similar technologies. So, but yeah, and that's the other one of the other things that really got me looking at 3D printing was I've been a fan of Koenigsegg cars for a while.
Yeah.
And when they released their 1-to-1 and they announced they had like 3D printed superchargers that was all print in place parts, they were able to actually shrink them down, make them a lot more powerful for their size. And then they released this car, which basically has 1 horsepower per every kilo that it weighs. So I think it's like a 1,700 kilogram car that has 1,700 horsepower. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, power to weight ratio is a big deal.
Yeah, and it is a supercar that lives up to its name.
Yeah. I had my first car was a 46 Willys Jeep with a 383 stroker in it.
My first vehicle was a Chevy truck, 73 Chevy, and wound up trading that for a 98, or not a 98,
Camaro?
a 78 Camaro.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun with that Camaro, but unfortunately, things happened in my life, and I had to sell it. So, my wife is...
Hence I don't have a Jeep anymore.
My wife is very upset at me for getting rid of that vehicle.
I don't have a Jeep or my 79 K5 mud truck. I don't have a lot of things. I have a boat, though. I'm really happy about that.
But I really don't have anything else to cover this week as far as 3D printing goes. I do need to respond back to G-Tech. They asked me a couple of questions. I still have not received that part from them. I need to let my contact there know that I have not received it, though I do plan on writing up a review for Amazon.
Yes.
My printer's been doing really, really, really good. I've been impressed with the little machine. There are some things that I'm going to let them know that they have some discrepancies in. One being that when you upgrade firmware, the light controls get zapped from it. And there's some links within their user manual that go nowhere.
Yes.
So they're really minor things. You can control lights via G-code. They actually give you the G-code. I wish rather than the lights being on and off, it actually had
A dimmer.
Yeah, you could, like with your temperatures and things like that, you could go into lights, hit your jog button, and then you could go from 0 up to 255, which would then control the brightness. So it would be nice if they could do that. So I'm going to throw that suggestion out their way also. Print of the month's imminent. Keep an eye out for it. We'll
It's going to be a thing again.
We'll probably
A new thing.
If not next week after. We're on episode 21.
Woo!
Blackjack. This is our Blackjack episode.
I'll give it to you.
That's right. You're going to. We're about halfway through the year.
Wow. It's been a fast year.
Yeah. Yeah, episode 26, I believe, is halfway.
Oh.
And we're at 21.
That would be 52, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
yeah, how it goes. But this has been fun. As always, if you like what we do, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Google Plus, go to our website.
SoundCloud.
You'll find us at I'd Print That. It's I''D print that to get more specific results. I think you need to use the apostrophe in iTunes.
Yes, and they did, and that's nothing we did. I submitted it as I'd print that one word, no apostrophe, anything, and they
corrected that.
They like grammar apparently,
and that's fine.
Yeah, it is.
I just wish that when you searched for it without the apostrophe, that it would find it.
As do I.
Maybe we could send them a nice email saying, hey,
please,
can you make this where this works?
Yes.
SoundCloud or any other place where we're at, if you actually look it up, just I'd Print That without the apostrophe, it would find it just fine.
Yep.
All of our stuff, Google Play Music now has a podcast section. All the podcasts are there as well. We're up to episode 10 now.
9 just got released. 10
9
still in the hopper, and that's this weekend. I'm going to format the rest of them and get them scheduled for release.
Cool. So we're just about halfway through our release schedule on YouTube, and we'll keep adding more episodes there. Yeah, SoundCloud's always up to date,
and YouTube's every other day.
Yeah.
I'm just trying not to bam, 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 bam every day. So you
get a chance to listen to it, process it, and you don't get an email that says, "Hey, they've released 20 episodes."
So yeah, that's coming along, and I've been actually, for the longest time I loved Instagram, and I've gotten more into Twitter. I like Twitter.
I've been having fun with it. I get to choose the things I read, and in the short amount of time, I've actually accumulated several followers, which is kind of shocking.
It is kind of neat, huh?
It's like, oh, hey, people actually listen to what I have to say. But I digress. If you like what we do, find us. Go to our website, I'dPrintThat.com. We have links there to all these websites if you don't want to go searching for them yourself. Our Patreon page, go ahead, and if you really like what we do, subscribe to us. Give us $1 a month.
We do have 2 supporters already, though.
We do have 2 supporters. We appreciate every supporter we have. $1 a month is the minimum. If you really like what we do, $5 a month gets you a print of the month. And
that's only $12 a year.
Yeah, $12. I think that pretty much covers it for this week.
It does. I'm Andrew.
I'm Joe, and remember, if you can imagine it, you can print it.